Hey, it's Evan Kirstel. Good to see everyone again. I'm on the road in Orlando, Florida, but took some time to chat with one of my favorite followers out in the Twitterverse, Mark Wittenberg. Mark, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. A little cold up here today, but I'm great. Thanks for
Where is
having
up
me.
here? Is that in the Arctic, or are you somewhere a bit closer to where I am in the U.S.?
Very close to the Arctic, actually. So we're up in I'm up in Alberta, Canada. So that's very close to the North Pole.
Well, it's a beautiful part of the world, and stunning landscapes. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we followed each other for years, but I must say I don't really know who you are and what you do. Maybe you could give us a snapshot.
Sure, I give you a quick rundown. So I'm typically a cryptocurrency advisor for projects. So I'm in partners in development for Verge Currency for quite some time now. In the cryptocurrency space and also an advisor for Casino Coin. But I also
Casino
advise,
coin. Wow. What could
yeah.
that involve? I wonder.
Well, yeah, that's a tough one to figure out, Evan. So, and then I'm an advisor for Voice Life Inc. and Hypersphere Technologies. So
So
definitely
you
relevant
dabble
to,
in many areas, kind of like yourself. You're a bit of a jack of all trades, it sounds like.
yeah, jack of all trades and a master at absolutely nothing.
Well, let's start with crypto because I've become crypto obsessed, like everyone has in tech the last year or two at least. You seem to be involved quite early. So what's exciting to you in this vast landscape that is crypto, blockchain, NFTs, whatever you want to call it these days?
Yeah, I mean, it's strange how crypto it's strange the adoption curve that crypto is taking from fundamentals to to people just using it as an investment engine to now NFTs, selling NFTs online for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it's the adoption curve has gone quite crazy in the last couple of years for sure. I mean, I've been involved in this space. Well, I first knew of Bitcoin in 2010. I think it was January 2010 or something when I first got introduced to Bitcoin. But
I hope you bought
um,
a lot and held it, but I won't ask you to reveal your
yeah,
personal financial situation.
no, that's okay. No, I didn't buy any back then. But it took me a lot of years of research because I'm just that type of person. I don't, if I'm going to get involved in something 100%, then I want to know a little bit about it. So it took me a lot of research before I jumped in with both feet. But it's an interesting space for sure. It's not going away. It's definitely here, and it's definitely going to be the future of transactions for sure, in my opinion.
And what other particular coins or projects that you are personally vested in? I mean, I'll just preface by saying I have my own personal creator coin called B2B, dollar B2B. It's on the Rally IO blockchain. So that's a project of hundreds of creators going to thousands, millions of creators. So folks can get special access to my content, access to me, or support my community through the B2B coin. But you're involved in multiple projects. Is that right?
Yeah, I am, and to touch on what you're saying there about B2B and in your own creator token or your own creator coin. So that's very interesting, and I think it's interesting how people are actually using themselves into the crypto sphere rather than maybe supporting another project or being involved in another project. They're actually, I guess, for the lack of a better term, gambling on themselves. So it's not investing into themselves, I guess, is probably the better term for it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I view crypto as gambling, so I don't feel guilty when I lose or win money. In the case of creator coins, it's a little different, less an investment, more about activating and energizing and gamifying your community through tokens, and that's fun. And mostly it has to do with artists and gamers and musicians. So I'm a little bit on the fringe of what a traditional creator does. I mean, I'm a techie in the enterprise, so not traditional creator, but it's been really fun to participate in this new economy, basically. So that's been great. What about the coins you're involved with? I'm fascinated by what Verge is and Casino Coin and the others. What are
So
they about?
So Verge Currency, I mean, it's kind of a long. It's been in this space a long time. So 2014, and then rebranded to Verge Currency from Dogecoin. It was Dogecoin Dark before Verge Currency. So
Dogecoin Dark. What a
yeah,
world.
yeah, and it was rebranded in 2016 to Verge Currency, founded by Justin. He's out of the East Coast, USA. So, and it was originally founded for to be a decentralized currency. So, recognizing the challenges back then, what Bitcoin, the scaling challenges that Bitcoin may have, he created Verge Currency to sort of correct what those Bitcoin challenges were. So it turned out really well. We're decentralized, right? So we didn't do a raise. We're not one of those currencies or coins that did a pre-mine or an ICO, or the team's holding X amount or percentage and we can bring it up and bring it down and all that stuff. But it's completely community driven. So and community supported. So it's one of those odd ones that's still in the space. Out of the 20,000 tokens out there or projects out there, I mean, how many are currencies that are completely decentralized other than Bitcoin and say Litecoin and now Verge? So
Wow.
we've been around a while, so we focus. We're focused on being a currency is what we're focused on doing, and more recently focused on the use case of our blockchain. So expanding a little bit from being a currency to now having a complete use case for our blockchain itself. So, and then Casino Coin is pretty self-explanatory. Casino Coin has been around the space for a long time too. I think originally Casino Coin was 2013, and obviously their token or coin, sorry, for the online gambling world. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
then
so this is gambling on gambling. It's like gambling squared. It's the
yeah,
ultimate. It's the ultimate
you
coin.
know where my brain takes me is I'm really focused on marketing and partnerships. So before I get into something, I want to research that the use case is there. So
Right.
I recognize that there may be 20,000 projects out there, but I personally don't want to support a project where the use case is not scalable. And with Verge Currency, it's community supported. Of course, it's going to be scalable. And a Casino Coin, self-explanatory. Absolutely, it's one of the largest industries in the world. I don't how many billions. I don't know, 15-20 billion dollar industry per year. I don't know, but
Yeah, so from chips to coins, perfect transition. Yeah, I'm a big fan of utility and function as an enterprise guy
yeah,
and a background in SaaS and apps. I
yeah,
look for some use, some utility. So I'm looking at my investments. I mean, NewCipher is really interesting. It's about VPNs and security. You've got LivePeer, which is about decentralized video, and you've got coin, on coins like Decentraland, which is about the metaverse. So real
yeah,
kind of applications, and I think that's ultimately. I mean, the investment side will take off for obvious reasons, but I look for utility and usefulness. So,
yeah.
and speaking
One
of
hundred percent.
yeah, so speaking of usefulness, we've both been tweeting about CES, a lot of use cases there. I know you've been in prior years. I'm on the fence. I'm probably going to go, but not fully decided yet with this whole pandemic situation. But what do you have your eye on for CES coming up in January next month? Believe it or not.
It is next month. Yeah, it's strange that it's been a year since we connected at CES 2021, I think. But yeah, I'm on the fence. I don't think I'm gonna go. We're obviously it's cross border for me, and with the pandemic and the new variant going on, where our government's fighting, having some challenges with how we're gonna treat the border still. So uh, I don't think I'm going to take that risk this year for a lot of reasons. So I unfortunately I had COVID in February, so I know what it's all about, and I'm still
Oh
dealing with.
no, you don't. It's not something you want to get again. And few people realize you can get COVID again, or twice, or three times, and it's not an insurance policy by any means.
Well, strangely enough, it was February last year that I got it, and I still don't have smell. So I
Oh my
mean,
goodness! Wow,
yeah,
sorry to hear that.
yeah. So it's real, but what interests me at CES, I I'm really interested in EVs, like electric vehicles, and where that space is going to go. Telecom I'm interested in as well, but definitely EVs and where these manufacturers are going to go with EVs for sure.
It's so exciting because it's not just a Tesla game anymore. I read this week Volkswagen is investing $100 billion in its EV program. I mean, this is going serious. There's the utilities are investing in nationwide networks of chargers. I mean, this is going mainstream like really fast. So it's really fun and exciting to see a lot of the new vehicles. And really, CES is almost a car show now. As much as a tech and gadget show.
Well, I think it's easy for these manufacturers. They've got the budget, right? So, but yeah, certainly it's not a Tesla game anymore. I mean, he's got good marketing for sure, but and it's the brand that we hear about. But you look at brands like Volvo. I mean, Volvo was first in the space for a lot of things, and especially safety. Volvo has always been first in the space for safety and safety
Great
of its
company.
occupants. Yeah, and safety of its occupants. So way back in the 80s, 70s, it's always been. In fact, I don't know, were they the first with the airbag? I can't remember, but
Certainly the
they were.
seatbelt. There was a famous picture of the first seatbelt,
That's
which they
right.
actually open sourced to other car manufacturers so they could adopt seatbelt, their design, which was quite novel at the time. So we
Yeah.
can thank them for the seatbelt. What about in Canada? What's the view on crypto? Is it as crazy as here in the States? And also EVs. Do you get, if you're looking at Calgary, vast, wide open spaces, do you get chargers on some of the long haul trips around
We're
Alberta?
not, our infrastructure is not quite set up the same as, say, in Orlando or Florida or California. Our infrastructure is not quite set up for EV. I mean, is there a lot of Teslas on the street? Yeah, absolutely. But we're not quite set up infrastructure wise for charging stations. But I think we're going to move past charging stations. I really do. So with the technology out there nowadays, I think we're going to quickly, these other manufacturers are probably going to quickly move past charging stations and just go with continuous wireless to continuously charging vehicles is what I look at the landscape 5 years from now. And I think these vehicles are going to be continuously charging and for sure blockchain related. I can't see with what blockchain offers these manufacturers, I can't see how they wouldn't put the data for the vehicle and the habits of the driver, and the charging all on the blockchain, because it provides the manufacturer so much more information about A, who their occupant is, and B, the vehicle itself and the habits of that vehicle, recalls, servicing, stuff like that. So I think we will move past charging stations for sure. We might see, roadside charging strips or charging poles where you drive past the pole and get a charge, that kind of a thing.
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, one day you'll be able to drive across Canada, with an EV maybe. So I don't know how many weeks that would take, but it's definitely an option. Also, the range of some of the new EVs are pretty phenomenal, Rivian, and will be way beyond the traditional Tesla ranges. And maybe we can even add crypto in the mix, so you get EV charging coins for charging at certain stations. So that's fascinating.
It's
Um,
strange that you just brought that up because Verge is actually partnered with Voice Life Inc. So Voice Life Inc. is they've hold multi patents in certain in definitely multiple countries in regards to far field and near field charging. Um, so they harvest the energy that comes off the towers and the satellites, and they spin that in, harvest it, and turn it into a charge. So
wow.
we're actually exclusive. Verge Currency is exclusive to Voice Life Inc. We were at CES last year with Voice Life, and their whole goal is to offer continuous charging. So through the Verge Currency blockchain and Verge Currency as a currency. So it's interesting that you mentioned that because as you said it, when you look forward to maybe getting a charge and using cryptocurrency for that charge, that's exactly the direction that we're headed with Verge Currency and Voice Life Inc. So
Amazing. Well, I
yeah.
love it. I'm gonna. What exchange is it on? Where can I pick up some coins?
Oh boy, Verge Currency's been oh boy, we're on like 55 exchanges. Any
Oh
major
wow.
exchange. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've been around a while, but any major exchange. But it's interesting. I look to the use case of it too. Again, with Voice Life, I'm not so much focused on value and all that stuff, but the use case definitely I'm interested in. And I think if we can break into the wireless charging industry, that opens up the doors to say drones and medical devices, military equipment, smart homes. You can charge smart home. The sky's the limit when it comes to wireless charging. So is there a lot of companies that offer wireless charging? Absolutely. If you want to sit with a bump pad about 2 feet away from your device. So it's not, they're trying to break in, but this is completely wireless. So when you look at say a smartphone and you can continuously charge your smartphone without any cords at all.
Yeah, that's the dream. I mean, that's something that we've been dreaming of since what, Tesla's days. So wireless power. The Tesla, the scientist, the inventor, not the.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to think of Uber and taxis and stuff like that. If you can hop into a vehicle one day as an occupant, as a passenger in the back seat, and say, "Hey, click your phone, say charge my phone," and it charges off what's involved in that car already because it's been manufactured, say, with that chip or the receiver transceiver, and that's built in. That turns basically every car in the world or whatever is using it into a wirelessly charging platform.
That's fantastic. One
Yeah.
of the great things about social media is this kind of community this of folks like me and you who are out tweeting and posting on all these topics on the hashtag and sharing ideas and bantering and collaborating. And some of us will be there in CES, some of us won't be, but we're still sharing this common interest of emerging tech. So, yeah, definitely go on the hashtag CES2022, and you can follow that hashtag both on LinkedIn and Twitter and just see some amazing content and stories and news and updates and engage with people like Mark and me.
Yeah, absolutely. The when we go into social media, specifically Twitter, the group of people and the group of tech heads, the group of tech heads that follow CES and talk about CES, what a wonderful group of people. And they're only getting larger, and they're there to help everybody, and they're there because they're tech heads. And I can't be more excited to be part of that group of these people that are tweeting about upcoming technology and stuff like that in different areas. So real professional group of people, and it's exciting to be part of it for sure.
Yeah, and we're old school geeks, so we love the old retro stuff and the new stuff. And a number of us have dove into social audio on Clubhouse and Spaces with shows like Tech News Around the World, which you can jump into daily and listen or participate. So social has gone audio as well as video, which we're doing now. So wonderful developments on the social media front. Great chatting, Mark. Really finally putting a name to the face and voice. And I'll see you virtually, if not in person, soon.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure, Evan. It's a pleasure, and we should fire up a Twitter Spaces and get some of these tech heads into a
We will
Twitter
do that. We'll
Spaces.
do that right on site with live on the ground reporting, maybe. So
Yeah, I
that would be
agree.
a
Yeah.
blast. All right,
It's been
sir. Take
years, and it
care.
was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, Evan, and I'm glad we got to catch up, and let's do this more often.
We shall indeed. We'll do a post CES debrief.
Okay, sounds
All
great.
right, everyone.